Theresa May is back and she has launched a leadership plot against Boris Johnson and it's called Operation Revenge. Yes, Operation Revenge has now started. I mean, we always say that politics is a brutal industry, it's a thankless job. I mean, sometimes you look at these stories and you're like, well, can it get worse? I mean, also, what a small world. She's still around and she's been very quiet in the backbenches, waiting for Boris to mess up. And guess what? He's messed up. So I'm very concerned about this whole situation. The next few days in Parliament is going to be quite tricky because I'm not happy with Boris. I don't want Mayites back. I don't want that side to come back and take back the leadership because if you think Boris's leadership, well, I think it's not just about the leadership, it's also politics of it, the policies that they're going to introduce. Because one of the problems people have with Boris, sound right-wingers, is that it's not just lack of leadership, it's his authoritarian policies. You want authoritarian? Theresa is also authoritarian. Now, essentially, there's a big plot right now in Parliament, and I'm going to be keeping you guys posted on this channel. You get all the up-to-date news and also without the spin from the mainstream media, so make sure to follow this channel. But you have more than half a dozen of the parliamentary private secretaries, all the other backbenchers as well, who are prepared to resign from the government. There's a big list right now of MPs, Tory MPs against Boris Johnson. The list is growing every single minute. It's now close to 100, and they're all ready. Theresa May and her allies have been waiting for this, and they're waiting for Thursday's by-election. Now, Thursday's by-election, Shropshire, is actually quite important for the Tories. If he messes it up, he's gone. Now, one of the next kind of big stuff that's going to be happening is if the by-election doesn't go well, and if Boris Johnson doesn't really listen to his own MPs about this Plan B and then Plan C lockdown policies, then the letters of no confidence will go in. They'll be sent to the 1922 committee, and Graham Brady will basically do the vote and get rid of Boris Johnson. Really depends on when the actual vote is, because if it was last week, some people were in a rush. If it were last week, Boris would have won the vote easily. The more these stories come out against him, the harder it is for him to save his job. Now, Boris Johnson is also losing all the new MPs, the Red Wall Northern Tory MPs, the support that they gave him. They're all gathering around Parliament, they're all plotting. And one of the Boris loyalists has come out to say it's ridiculous. All these people owe their election to Boris. They think that they can win as independents that obviously learn nothing about politics in the 5 minutes that they've been there. You know, the irony is, this so-called loyalist also doesn't understand how politics works. So, on paper, good point, because, you know, the 2019 majority happened because Boris Johnson was the main candidate. But it's 5 minutes understanding politics. If this same ministerial aide, the Boris loyalists, understood politics, they would know. You do not say this to anyone publicly on record, because that's the problem with politicians. The main reason that these Tory MPs, the Red Wall Northern Tory MPs, are there is because of the electorate, because they voted for them, because they lend their votes to them. You don't just be arrogant enough to say that we are here, we are the political class, and if we win, it's because of our political leaders, not because of the voters. Voters are not stupid. They put their faith in you. They gave you their votes, and give some credit to them. It's not just because of Boris Johnson's hair or jokes. It's also because of them. The MPs are there because of the voters. So stop this arrogance, stop this self-entitled mentality. If you understood politics in the 5 minutes that you've been there, you would have not said this on record, because it's just not a good look. Not a good look. Now, we're going to have more updates for you guys tonight and also tomorrow. So later today, we're going to have some leaks and more updates about the leadership contenders against Boris Johnson. We're going to have a number of obvious names. We've got Rishi Sunak's, we've got the Liz Truss, and we're going to have some surprise names as well for you guys. Subscribe to the channel, wait for the next video. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.